Have you ever practiced sugar abstinence? Okay, yeah, I know, it's a crazy idea, but think about it. Have you ever gone without sugar for a day? Would you think about doing it for a week? What about for one whole month? Could you survive? Do you think you could? Just think about it. How many times did you have sugar today? For breakfast, I'm sure that your cereal had sugar in it, as well as the sugar that you added to it. And then for lunch, you probably had something like a brownie afterwards. And after dinner, you're probably going to have ice cream. It's so prevalent in our lives that we probably don't even realize how much of it that we eat every day. One of the only ways to realize that is to just practice sugar abstinence and see if we can actually live without it. But before you even decide that that's something that you're going to do, you need to know what kind of level of sugar abstinence, or sugar freedom, I like to call it, that you already are. There are different levels of people who abstain from sugar already. I like to call them the 5 levels of sugar freedom. We're going to start at the top. So it's kind of like a triangle where you have the pinnacle and then you come down at the bottom. So the top level are those people who have no sugar in any form. Now this is really hard. And the only reason to do this is if you're healing or if you're crazy. For a long period of time, you don't want to do it. So people who, suffer from candida issues, or people who have gastric bypass surgery, they can't have any sugar at all. And these are the people who are probably going to be at this level. They include those sugar substitutes that we talked about in the first video. If you want to do this, you're going to have to take out fruit juice, all kinds of refined sugar, and even the natural sugars like, honey, molasses, maple syrup, agave. I mean, you can't have any of it. And like I said, it's not very fun. So a lot of people don't want to stay there very long. And can you blame them? Sugar is such a form of pleasure, and if you can't have pleasure in life, what's the fun of living it, right? I agree with that. The next level after the tip top is another level where you have sugar in natural form only, in the form of fruits. Not fruit juice, not dried, just regular fruits. So you can have all the fruit that you want in natural form. Because when you take the water and the fiber out of fruit, basically you're left with another form of sugar. Let's just be real. And this is true, especially if you look at a child who drinks the apple juice that's undiluted. That's all I need to say. The next level after that is someone who eats sugar in the form of fruits, and also includes dried fruit and fruit juice in their diet. Hopefully the dried fruit and the fruit juice are in limited quantities, because it's going to be another form of sugar that your body's going to have to deal with. That's not necessarily natural, so you got to be a little bit more careful with that. After that level, you come to another one where you have more natural refined sugars. Like I said before, maple syrup, brown rice syrup, honey, molasses, agave, cane juice that's evaporated is in that, and fruit juice concentrates. Although they're a little bit more nutritious than some of the other things, it's still a form of refined sugar. It's not as refined, but it's still refined. It's heated in some kind of way to increase the sugar content. So you got to be careful with those. Then you've got the last level, which refined sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, and corn syrup are involved. If you have any of those occasionally, or let's face it, a little bit more occasionally, you're going to be at that level. There's nothing wrong with the level you're at. It's just telling you where you are in your sugar life, if you want to know. So if you're going to do this, find out what level that you are, and find out what level you want to be. Because sometimes it's just not worth taking all that stuff out if you aren't going to feel so good about it. It's a good thing to reduce your sugar consumption though. So if you know that you're at the bottom level and you want to go to a better level of sugar consumption, go up a level higher. See how you do with that. If you feel great there, try another level. See how well that works for you. This is Joy at Just Saying No TV, and I'll be back next time.